Everybody, welcome. Hope you're enjoying your day. Lots of intense emotion, maybe, and lots of new beginnings. In this video, I'm going to share a conversation with a few of my friends on the cosmic journey.
What's up, Randy?
It's going. Paradise.
Yeah, and nice to meet you on a Tuesday. Mix
Yeah,
it up. I got to figure out where I am in the week.
right. Just like a day of the week is a point, like a square. Yeah.
Yeah, just speeding up time.
Just a second. Hey,
Hey, hey.
howdy. How's it flowing?
Going good. Very good at the moment. Yeah. Feeling in good flow,
Good flow and
good
flow.
connection, despite despite having been dreadfully ill,
Mm.
but I'm now recovered. Well, on the road to recovery, but out of the kind of it's been the last few weeks have been quite a journey, and been
Hey,
quite
Ashley.
busy today. Hello, Ashley. Nice to be here with you all.
Mm.
That looks like an interesting background there, Andy. Ah,
Oh,
It's multi-dimensional.
is that the college or is it kind of where you work at the like a forensic?
Yeah, I'm having a nice day. This is like a work from home day, so I'm actually just outside.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah, at a coffee shop.
Nice.
That's fun.
where are you, by the way? I know Texas, that's it, isn't it? Let me get where everyone is. Andy's in Texas, is that right?
Yeah, I'm in
Ashley's
Austin, Texas.
Austin,
Mhm.
Texas, and Ashley is in somewhere in California. But where?
It's a place called Encinitas. So it's very tricky.
Yeah.
It's
where,
in Shiva County.
where are you, Ashley?
It's a like a beach town called Encinitas.
Is it in California?
Yeah, it's in the county, like at the very north of San Diego County.
All right.
What
And
we
if that's,
call like, yeah. Huh.
yeah. And Randy is in San Diego,
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Yeah,
Ah,
technically, yeah.
Of
Yeah.
um,
course, you're in the United Kingdom somewhere.
a place called Brighton.
Hmm.
Like,
Brighton. It's south of London on the coast.
Hmm.
Do you know an old group called The Who?
Mhm.
rock
And there
band.
was a film called Quadrophenia that was filmed in Brighton. So that's kind of
Oh,
like
look at that.
Hippie
Okay.
vibe.
My dad loves the Who.
uh,
There's like the Who stuff all over his apartment.
Is that
actually.
in CSI? Is that the intro song? You just watch CSI? Like, who are? Oh no, that's funny
Yeah,
something.
that's it. Is it the
Yeah, 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 yeah. CSI.
Mm. I'm taking this little like Wednesday class with a meditation teacher. He decided to do like a Shiva mantra workshop. Um, and yeah, some of those mantras are nice. It's like it just drips in, and then each one seems to have like a different like pattern of like dripping onto the water or like glittery. It's really amazing. I think he's a
Wow.
great teacher as well, so that's what's helped. But yeah, it's nice at this what is it called? Shiva Matri or something time?
Beautiful. She was a blue guy, right, with a trident. Yeah,
Yeah, and the
he's been
snake
coming
around
on
the neck.
and yeah, like my mind's eye a lot.
Mm. Mm.
Certain, yeah, like a LA art. Like she's a psychedelic artist, but I really like her art. And I mean, she was doing some stuff with Shiva, and yeah, even like driving around like that, his image coming up like destruction, but like in a
Mm.
like the taboos of it being a negative, and then it's like kind of seeing it. It's just part of yeah, like part of life, part of the cycle, protection, destruction, construction. Feels like a con or deconstruction or yeah, like a destroying phase of the old system.
Yeah, he's this destroyer of karma. Well, there's different aspects of Shiva. There's like the beautiful aspect of Shiva too, that's like Jesus. And there's this statue of Shiva in India. It's very famous. Sadhguru has one too, but there's this other one that I think's lighter in color. He's like very
Aquaman.
yeah, kind of this. I wish I could share my screen.
Yeah,
I
you
have to.
can. Oh, sure.
No, it's like not highlighting whenever I go in, I'll do like a share. So I'll do a share and I'll do desktop and it'll want me to I'll go in to allow it,
Mhm.
open my system settings, like I'm doing it right now. And yeah, the zoom to click to allow, it's it's not highlighted. It's like light gray. So I think I have to like write
Maybe it's your privacy settings.
it isn't. I don't know. I haven't actually like done a Google search about it though to like
Mm.
undo it because I just forget. Computers, man.
What's your like from what you've like
Oh.
with Shiva, what have you picked up? What would you sort of say what does it represent, for you from
Mm.
what you've experienced so
Oh,
far with your classes?
one of the mantras I felt Shiva Oham, which is I am Shiva. It really lines me up into my center in such a beautiful way. And also it was almost like, okay, the the little symbol, it even felt like that symbol on Shiva's forehead. It felt like that was like going through me and like out under me, like shooting down under. And there was like this really deep hole of like that shape that's on Shiva's forehead. And it
Can you
felt
remind us of what the shape is? Can you remind us of what the shape is
like
like?
this, it's like this U. So it's like a U. And I think it's also like this symbol for yeah, that vulva symbol,
Okay.
and it really feels like that's
Oh,
um
yes, yeah.
going down and then out like from under me.
Yeah.
When the meditation gets nice and deep. It's like
Yeah.
this nice like deep, like it's like a hole, but it's really the shape of this something that's really relaxing and grounding and stabilizing. Yeah, I think it's a good one for me.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Yeah. It's got some interesting.
What's it called?
It's called Cobra Kai. It's like a remake
The
TV show.
comedy? Is it
Yeah,
a comedy?
it's like both well, it's more, I think it's more like drama, but there's like a lot of
Oh,
funny, like geeky, kind of like, yeah, geeky, nerdy stuff, or like martial arts, high school co comedy stuff.
I like those fans behind you, Andy.
yeah. It just feels so relaxing here.
Mm.
Everyone's in the midst of their own little doings and can just kind of enjoy and observe and rest.
How, what's the weather like over there? Like how hot is it right there?
Well, it's gone from 20 degrees to 70 degrees Fahrenheit
Yeah.
today. So it's springtime now. Winter's over.
It was
I'll
like that
say,
in here. Sorry, go ahead. I was just saying that the weather is kind of like it was super cold yesterday, like really gross coverage, and very cold. And now today it's super warm, even though in the house it's cold.
Mm.
yeah, I think like over the past couple weeks, there's just been kind of this joyful allowing, like all of this, which has been so abstract, to just rest and sit in this embodiment here. And so, I'd say over the past year, there's been less, there's always been, like for me as a child, it was always about going and experiencing something that was outside of myself. Like, what would it be like if I stopped time? Where would it be like if we like expanded over and, as far as we can go? And I feel like the beauty of this group has been, which I had completely unexpected, which is just this opportunity and invitation to just unfold the body experience into all of that in such a beautiful way. So, Pamela, I really resonate with all of the different things coming up as the body is fully enfolded within to that flow. There's just like, it feels like all of these pains and purging and not speaking for your experience, but um, last week I was talking to you about my lower back and my stomach, and this week it's my joints and my neck, and it's just, but it's just this weird juxtaposition between complete relaxation and like this energy, watching the energy try to move through some of these stuck points.
Oh,
It's kind of been exciting. There's been a lot of curiosity around it.
yeah. Yeah, I'm finding that area very interesting at the moment, of the illness stuff coming out. Like with my trip to India that I'm still recuperating from, and the Shiva thing, because I didn't really relate that much to sort of Shiva or whatever before, but Arananthala, the mountain, they say it's Shiva, and it was the creation and the destruction element, both of them there. I experienced that full blast, for the whole time that I was there. And really, I was ill from the start. Got off the thing, and that was the wheel, and I was unwell. And that was so much part of the whole purification thing. It was so much part of it. And I've been reflecting about, like, now starting to look back. It felt very much like I was, through that experience, I was forced into a sense of no sense of personal self, but rather than it coming from a meditative point of view, of like, if you sit and meditate and you think, oh, there isn't any separate individual self, it's still almost like the individual self is kind of sort of thinking or reflecting on that. But because of that experience, because it was so intense, looking back, there was no real sense of separate self in India through that experience, because I was just completely taken by the whole process to just sort of like, to almost, I suppose there was one level was survival, that was just on survival mode, but all this creation and destruction and the whole Shiva energy and the illness and everything else was like, there wasn't, it was like I'd merged into all of it, but it wasn't so much like merging sometimes when we think, oh, there's this merging of it being a blissful experience or whatever. It wasn't particularly a blissful experience, but it was a definite merging. And it was through that, I feel like the Pamela was out of the way, and the purification through this illness, just by being in that situation, was all being utilized. The situation was being utilized for that clearing and that purification through the illness. And it's still like now it's sort of leveling off, and I'm much more the result of that now. My a lot of my reflection at the moment is coming back to, I think what it's enabled is a deeper sense of being able to be with the stillness and the silence in normal activities as a result of being in that intense sort of situation. Now my system seems to be able to be more, there seems to be a more natural awareness of the silence and the stillness despite what's going on. I'm not saying it's like that all the time, but there's a greater sense of that. And that feels, I think that's sort of very much what's current for me at the moment, is the confidence that's sort of growing in, that's all that needs to be done, actually. If there's anything to be done, not that there is anything to be done, but it's just that, you know, that's all that's real, really, because that's the only thing that doesn't change, is that silence behind everything. And the more I'm sort of like, the more that's coming on board, it feels like the more the rest of everything else within my own sort of mind and body, and in connection with like you, us, and other networks that I'm connected with, feels like it's freeing up a lot more as a result of that.
Yeah, that definitely resonates.
And I was sort of thinking before I came on, like with four of us, with the, you know, before coming on, this sort of sense of that, you know, we are, as our individual personalities or whatever, we're already prepared for where we are now, for this moment, for being here, and for allowing what are as channels that we're being used for. And I think that there feels like a stronger clarity coming on, even though it's not translated so much into my individual mind. A sense from the higher intelligence feels like higher intelligence. There's a stronger sense of higher intelligence of what we're being used for as channels. I'm feeling that stronger, and that feels really good. Yeah, and less concerned about sort of the physical. I just sort of think, oh, that's all that feels important to me, really, is the stronger confidence in this background silence, and everything else is doing. The more I'm able to surrender to that, the more flow, the more things allows to the natural flow of what's best for all of us and for everyone. So that feels really good, and just have to putting up with whatever challenges or difficulties there may be in the body. That's just how it is.
Yeah, I have a lot of body stuff too. And with that, like the meditation that we'll do in class, or sometimes I'll have days where I meditate and I'm so relaxed all day. Just feel so relaxed. And it can just go deeper and deeper. And then I'll have days where it's the exact opposite. It's like my whole body's like, no. And it's such a practice of not getting frustrated with that and just trusting that there's a process happening here of resistance. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, somewhat body stuff. I do feel like more wanting to just like move the body around and kind of like build it up and like eat better food or something. Like, it just feels like a overall upgrade for me as well, like a physical. Got some sushi.
Yeah, I think with this thing of going like trusting more in the sort of background silence and stuff, things coming more on flow. It's like somebody came like while I was very unwell and made me the medicines that I needed, which I wouldn't have made because sometimes before this particular person said, "Oh, take this or take that," and I'm like, "Oh, for God's sake, don't tell me, advise me what to take. I can't do that. I can't go and get the stuff, and even if I had the stuff, I couldn't make it." And then that was quite a while ago. And this time this person came, they bought the ingredients and they made it all, which was quite a process to make because I couldn't even swallow. I couldn't swallow water. I took a few days where I couldn't even swallow water. And it was really painful in my esophagus. And so this like friend that I feel it feels connected with this thing of trusting in the silence came on, and she was here, made the medicine, assisted me and my flat was such a mess. She was in the middle of the most messiest, not very good vibe. Made the medicine, sat with me, assisted me to kind of like swallow it and take it. And it did really, really good. And then she came back yesterday, which was the day after, and started before she said, "Oh, she does this treatment," and I was a bit like, "Oh, I don't know, I'm not really that bothered." But after having the medicine that works, I was much more open, and she started doing these movements, like assisting my body with these movements. So it was like very, very good, and it just feels like this interconnectedness of this whole thing of like process of trusting the process. I've been trusting the process and seeing that as I trust it, then it kind of manifests in the more fluently in the sort of day-to-day life. And her thing was like just about, which was similar to what I've been happening anyway, but she was going along from what she's learned was finding through movement like a place where it feels like, oh, like that feels good. And kind of just like really getting into that, whatever it is, which was basically more or less already what I was doing, but it was just so encouraging to find somebody that's come from a slightly different angle, but showing me exactly the same thing. It was like real sort of like confidence building in the process, I think, really, because it was like God or whatever's saying, yeah, you're going the right way, and assisting with it. So Yeah.
Yeah.
And it feels really good in the energy. I can really feel, I really have this feeling of just like such an opening with that. And yeah, I love being able to be that person too that can come in and help someone who isn't feeling well and their house is a mess, and to just be able to like open that up, and there's such an energy that can be felt that's so beautiful,
Yeah.
and not caring like about the mess. In a way, there's like a feeling of cherish. That's weird. Like cherishing. I cherish uh yeah, someone being able to feel safe and trust me in their whole space, because it's like this is my palette for everyone to see, when things get messy. Um, yeah, I don't know. That is expressed properly.
Thank you for sharing that, Pamela. It's so good to hear those parables of release, and just letting go of the grasp of control, and how easy it can be when we just step
Yeah.
into the flow. That's, oh, I
Yes.
can feel it now.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, it's such a relief, isn't it? Just to get a kind of like some understanding of this gripping that we have, like, and that, and it is an understanding, I think, of what it is. Basically, is what I think that we're all in the process of. We're all starting to get a deeper understanding of what the gripping is, and through that, we're finding ways to allow and supporting each other, hopefully, as well in that.
Mm.
Getting free, we're freeing ourselves up.
Getting freaky.
We're just gonna
You just go on
free
Facebook,
ourselves.
everyone's getting their freak on Facebook.
What can be better than being yourself?
That's it. Oh, and it's so easy. It's so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think there was like a contrast of like first it felt like the original, or at least like the previous, felt like just stillness, like even less body movement. And now it feels like it's like the opposite. The opposite spectrum is just like more movement everywhere. So it's like at least this phase currently, it feels like, yeah, just a lot of like moving parts. Like yeah, I don't know. That's how I kind of feel. Just like in the physical, in there, in a way.
Do you feel that it comes in waves then, sort of like sometimes
Yeah,
there's where it feels it's happening more than movements, and sometimes
right.
when it's not?
Yeah. But I think the intuition is more aligned now. A lot, like even yeah, a year ago, I felt like, when we were just talking, it just felt like very like the body didn't really want to move around. Like it didn't want to drive, it didn't want to go out. Now
Yeah.
it feels a lot more like, just you can move around the garden or go to a park or exercise or something, or like swim.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It just feels, it's almost like I feel like it's like trading energies. Because it's almost like my body's signal is like go here. And it's like I don't know why. There's like nothing to buy or something, but it could be just like like an interaction I'm seeing like at the grocery store or in the peripheral of my car, and then something, I don't know, that's kind of what I've seen lately more of, where before it just felt like more like fully trusting in a way, like trusting, go here. Now it's almost like putting me in a spin. So it's like I don't know exactly where, but it's like it will end up with something at least.
Mm-hmm.
Right now it's kind of a auspicious time for that because Mars was in retrograde and it went forward. The perception of Mars is now moving forward. And so for 3 months, there's kind of this like jolt of ambition energy
Ah,
that people could kind of take advantage of.
ah, it's good
Yeah.
to know. Yeah.
Pro tip. Yeah, I like that.
Go for it. Shiva.
Yeah, just hearing it, I feel like, yeah, get that rocket fuel going.
Yeah, let's go.
I'll take some of that.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I felt a lot of that getting out more the last 3 or so months with respect to hearing a lot about testing and curiously showing the infallibility of the frequency of you and just letting you know a situation dim or dampen it. And that's shown a lot of places where I still, have felt that, boy, maybe I should be dimming here. And it's now a no, no more. The past 3 months has been this a lot of guidance, as we've been saying, to kind of get out and go do things and be involved more than I had been in the past, with my daughter's, all of her activities, her school functions, with work and career in ways that hadn't been so up front and center. And I was kind of asking, like, what is the purpose of this? And it was to be here and to show and express the infallibility of the frequency, that there's nothing that changes it. These perceptual outpicturings are just that, you are just bringing it here now. And it's right here where the rubber meets the road. And so that's been fun. There's been, of course, a lot of areas where you're like, wow, I'm kind of headbutting against limitation and folding it and, just seeing all the different ways. But yeah, I really resonate with what y'all are saying about this aspect of kind of getting out into the world in a different way.
Yeah, I think like with my daughter and my grandchildren, I'm just being much more conscious of trying to get rid of, not to get rid of, but being aware of like how much I have the programming of what they should or shouldn't be doing, or what I can do or can't do to help them. And it's like, really, the best that I can do is just be present. Get all the rest of it. It's like all that programming, and it just feels so much better like that, properly being present and being with them how they are, rather than like all this old programming and thinking they should or shouldn't be doing. Obviously there's some things that's appropriate for that, but on the whole, and it's just noticing that it's so much more enjoyable, like being not being so tied up on the shoulds and shouldn'ts of how things or other people, significant people in our lives, how we think they should be or shouldn't be or whatever. I think that's, I don't know if I understand, because I'm quite interested in what you were saying, but I don't know how well I followed it, because you were talking about that. I can't remember what word you used, but you were saying about the frequency of being able to, was it like tune into that frequency or be with that frequency? I'm quite interested if you can sort of like expand on that a bit more.
You bet. And I love what you said about the presence. That just frees up so much energy. It's like you don't have to figure anything out.
Yeah.